In this video, I'll demonstrate how to set up and optimize a new Facebook page. This is a follow-up to my last video in which I showed how to create a new Facebook page on the Facebook web app, which is what I'm looking at right now on my desktop computer. And I decided to split it into two tutorials because there's quite a few different things to look at as we're finishing setting up and optimizing the Facebook page. And depending on the type of business that you're running and exactly which features of Facebook you want to use, a few of these things might apply to you, or a lot of these things might apply to you. And my name's Alex. I'm a digital marketer and content creator with Lover Fighter Writer. Please like the video and subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me. It's really helpful. And check out the links in the description if you're looking for more marketing and online business tutorials. Now, the first thing we'll look at is how to create and upload a cover image, which goes right here. Then we'll look at how to decide which information you want to add down here in all these about sections. And then I'll talk a little bit about Meta Business Suite, but we're not going to look at that because that's actually a totally different thing. But we'll talk about that a little bit and when you might need it or not need it. And then the last thing we'll do is look at the settings, which is kind of the back end of your Facebook page. And we'll go over the most important things to check out there, as well as a few other options which may or may not be relevant to your page. All right, now that that's out of the way, it's definitely worth having a cover photo because that can really add to your brand identity and improve the experience on the page. And if we click on Add Cover Photo, you can either choose an existing photo, which I don't have any other than the logo, so I can't really do that. But if you already had an image uploaded to your page that you wanted to use as a cover photo, you could set it there. Or you can go to Upload Photo in order to use one that's currently on your computer. And you can create a Facebook cover photo really easily using any design software. And I'll just demonstrate how to do it really quickly in Canva. So I'm in a free Canva account here, and I just went to Templates, and then I chose Social Media, and then I chose Facebook. And Facebook cover is right there. I also could have just searched that. And if you're creating this in a tool that doesn't have a template for this, according to Canva, the correct Facebook cover size is 851 pixels by 315 pixels. If you wanted to make it really high res, then you could double or triple that, but I think this is going to be fine. And if I click on this, it should create a new project using this layout, and it's giving me access to a bunch of free templates here. Looks like all of these are included for free. Oh, this one's premium. You can see this little crown here, but a lot of these are free, and it's really easy to go with something simple that just has one significant image, like for example, this one, because then all I have to do is remove anything that I don't want. So I'll delete this text and then add my branding, and I can change the font here and change the size. That's pretty good. And I'll get rid of this text. And then I just need to replace this image. And there's tons of places you can get free public domain images online, but Canva actually provides them built right in here. So I can just go to Elements and then go to either Graphics or Photos. I'll go with a photo and just search something relevant. And then I just need to pick one that is included for free. So we'll try this one. And if I drag and drop this over top of this little shape, it should add it to the mask, just like that. And that's looking pretty good. I can make this a little bit bigger if I want, and then center it, move this down a little. And I could try adding a background color. And once I'm satisfied with this, I can just add a name right here. So I'll call it Facebook page cover. And then I go to share and download. And for most things like this, I just like to use JPGs. It's a very small and manageable file type. And now I've saved that to my computer, so I can just go back to Add Cover Photo and Upload Photo. And there you go. I've uploaded it from my computer. And I'll just hit Save Changes. And there it is. Now, this would look a little bit nicer if I added a background color and maybe a few other things, but for now that's fine. I really just wanted to show you how to quickly make one and upload it. And one little trick that I've seen a lot of people use is they add something that looks like a button as part of the image and say like, click here for a free whatever their lead magnet is, because then when people click on this image, it opens like any other image on Facebook, and there's a comment section, and you can add a comment with a link to your website or your landing page in order to try and get them on your email list. That's just a little Facebook marketing trick. Now, let's just take a quick look at some of the information you can customize down here. I'm probably not going to do a whole lot with this, but we have the bio and the categories, which we set up in the last tutorial when I was creating the page. And so your bio is just kind of a little short intro, which is usually one of the first things people see when they come to your page. And then the category is the type of business that you are. You can change that here as well. And then personal details is not really important unless it is a personal brand or unless you really want to be a public-facing owner of your company in some way. Details is fairly important because this is where you decide if you want people to be able to leave reviews on your page or not. And if you're not sure, then I would recommend turning this off. So you just click on the pencil and then turn this to off, allow reviews on the page, no, and hit save. And the reason for that is just that there are a lot of spammers and spam bots on Facebook that will leave fake reviews. And sometimes they'll leave negative fake reviews, but other times they'll leave positive fake reviews just to try and redirect attention to a different business page. There's a lot of weird stuff going on Facebook. And so unless you are planning to intentionally try and get a lot of positive reviews and you think that you'll be able to do that, I would recommend having that turned off. And then you can set a price range here, although it's not really precise anyways. So I've never used that feature, but you can if you want. You can add an address, of course, if you have a shop front. You can add your hours, your service area, and your founding date. And links is definitely important if you have, for example, a number of other social medias, a YouTube channel that you want to drive traffic to, and just, of course, your website link. You can highlight some Facebook groups under favorite groups. So if you're going to have a group as part of your marketing, or if there are some groups that you're very prominent in that you want people to know that you're active in, then that could be something to add there. Services. Under services, you can add any services that you provide and credentials related to them. Under offers, you can add special promotions or affiliate links. And then these parts kind of get into personal stuff, personal and employment related stuff. So I'm not really sure why you would want to use these for a business page. I guess if it was a personal brand, then it would make more sense. But you can add your work experience, your education, hobbies, interests, places you've traveled, and contact info. This is another place that you can add social media links. If you have a phone number, then you would definitely want to add that here. If you have a public-facing email, you can add that here, as well as your WhatsApp number. This is Facebook Messenger, which I already set up in the first video. And a media kit is generally assets that people can use if they're representing your brand or making content related to your brand or writing an article about you or something. This is probably just where you can add some you can add an asset name and a link to it, like if you wanted to give them a logo to download or something. And then privacy and legal info, you can add a link to your privacy policy and anything else that you want there, I guess. And this is apparently for telling people how to pronounce your name. So that is pretty much all of that stuff. And then the last thing that you'll want to look at the front end here is when you go to more and then manage sections, you can turn off some of these. And so I would probably turn off likes because otherwise it'll pretty much be promoting any page that you publicly like, which could be a good thing or not, but I'm just gonna turn that one off for now. And then you've got check-ins and reviews given. We'll hit save. And now to just briefly talk about these things over here. I've never used the nonprofit tools because I've never run a nonprofit, but if you are running a not-for-profit or charity or something like that, you might have some tools to use there. And then we have Meta Business Suite and Leads Center. And Leads Center is just a way where you can access and download information on any leads you've gotten, which includes people who message your Facebook page, as well as leads that you get through Facebook lead ads, which can be very effective. And Leads Center is actually part of Meta Business Suite. And Meta Business Suite is actually kind of a separate website, which gives you access to a lot of the back-end stuff related to your Facebook account. And I think it's still at the URL business.facebook.com. So it's on a subdomain of facebook.com. And the two main parts of Meta Business Suite that you might be interested in are the content publishing and scheduling tools. So you can post to all Meta properties from there, I believe. You can definitely post to Facebook and Instagram, and I think you can probably post to Threads as well. And you can schedule posts and look at analytics and do a few other things there. And then the other part of Meta Business Suite is Facebook advertising. And so we're not going to go over that in this video because that would definitely be a whole other thing, which maybe I'll do in the future. But that is an easy way to access Meta Business Suite if you want to set up a Facebook business account, which is separate from your Facebook business page. And just to kind of review some stuff that I mostly talked about in the first video, you need a Facebook account, a personal Facebook profile, in order to create a Facebook page. And then if you want to use Meta Business Suite or Facebook ads or anything like that, then you need to create a Facebook business account, which is not the same as a Facebook page or as your personal account. It's something that you create at business.facebook.com or by going to Meta Business Suite, and it will connect to your personal account and connect to your Facebook business pages, but it's a separate thing, effectively on a separate platform that's built on the subdomain business.facebook.com. Hopefully that makes sense. It's difficult to explain these things in a general way because everyone has a different level of understanding, but I'm trying to keep the terminology as plain as possible. And now we'll take a look at the settings. And there are a few things back here that are really important to update or change or make sure it's set the way you want it. And then there's a bunch of other stuff that is not that important. So I'm going to try to focus on the most important stuff. And most of the most important stuff is right here in page setup. And so one of the first things you should definitely do is go to name here. And you can see that the name of my page is Lover Fighter Writer. And the username is where you customize your URL. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get Lover Fighter Writer as my URL, so I just put LFW Marketing. And in order to edit either of these, you just go to Edit, and then it gives you a little dialog that you can add it into. But setting your URL is really important because, first of all, if you can get an ideal brand appropriate URL, then that's just really good branding. But also, it makes it a lot easier for people to find you, especially if they want to go directly to it. So you can just say, if you want to find my Facebook page, go to facebook.com/LFW Marketing. Whereas if you don't set this, then it will be a random URL with like numbers and letters and stuff. So that is easy, but very important. Now in page access, you can invite other people to have access to manage your page. And there's a number of different tiers of access. I don't remember exactly what all of them are, but it's pretty easy. You just click on this and then you can invite people a number of different ways and give them whatever access you want them to have. And then in page management history, you can see the history of what people have done on your page, who you've added or removed. In page status, you can see any issues that your page may be having, like if you've been shadow banned or anything like that. And another really important thing to check is to go to page and tagging. And most of these you can set however you want, but at the top here, you have who can post to your page. And for me, this was actually set to everyone. And what that means is that if anyone tagged my page in a public post, then that post would be automatically added to the top of my page. And there are people on Facebook who just go around finding pages that are set up like this. And then when they make a post, they tag a whole bunch of pages that they know will automatically allow their post to be published there as well. So this is something you definitely want to take care of. Unless you want anyone on Facebook to be able to publish something on your page just by tagging you, then you need to set this to only me. And then for the rest of these, you're most likely going to want to keep it as public as possible unless there's a specific reason why you don't want it like that. So we have who can see what others post on your page. Although this first one is irrelevant because it's who can see what others post on your page. And so since I'm not letting other people post on my page, that doesn't really matter. But things like allow others to share your post to their stories. Of course, you would want people to be able to do that. And I have the reviews thing turned off already. And for who can see posts you're tagged in on your page, I'm going to turn this to only me as well. And everything else looks okay. And you can actually set up a payment method and run ads and run very basic ads from the front end of Facebook. And I guess if you just want to boost the occasional post, then that's not a terrible idea. But if you're going to spend any significant amount of money on Facebook ads, it's definitely better to do it through Meta Business, through the actual Facebook ads or Meta Ads platform. So I wouldn't really recommend adding a payment method there unless you really want to. You just want to throw $5 at it once in a while or something. And then here you can link Instagram accounts and probably also Threads accounts. And there's quite a few other things that we could look at, but I think we've gone over all the most important things and probably 90% of the options that most people are going to need. And if you're just planning on using Facebook as a place to promote your business a little bit and to share your content in groups where people might be looking for your products or services, then that's probably all you really need to do. If you're really planning on doing like a heavy organic content strategy on Facebook, you might want to do a bit more than that. And if you want to run ads on Facebook, then there's quite a bit more setup that you would need to do, but most of it would be on the Meta Business Suite / Meta Ads platform. So that's going to do it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions or if you'd like to request a tutorial for something else. Could be related to Facebook or not. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this with anyone that you know that wants to set up a Facebook page, and I'll be back soon with another video.